Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to React in Steins Gate 10. Now we're on Steins Gate 0, episode 2. Last time. This is kind of weird. This is like alt route. Not alt route. This is the story of Okarin, of like future Okarin, right? When I say future Okarin, it's like 23, episode 23. Okarin gets a call from future, or like a message. Is probably like not a call, like the saved file video of future Okarin being like, hey, here's the plan. This is how we're going to save Makise. So this is the path that Okarin had to... This is the path of that future Okarin, right? Which, yeah. So, I just said that out loud so that we're on the same page. Now, last episode, actually, what happened? So, we met this, like, lolly character. I don't know. Am I allowed to say that word? Lolly? I don't know. No, they said legal lolly. They said it. They said it. I was quoting them. Aha. Got you. Okay. She's like a super scientist. Went to the same college that Makise went to, I'm pretty sure. And Okarin pulls up to like their conference or whatever, where they unveil the, I forget the name of the system, like something system, the computer system that has like an AI Makise, which is really odd. And presumably Okarin's gonna eventually like work with this AI Makise to figure out how to save the real Makise or something. Moeka's also there. She is probably at the same conference. Maybe CERN's got some sort of attachment into the conference because Moeka's there. We also met Suzuha's mom, which looks different than the mom in episode 25 of the main series because that was non-canon. Got that all cleared up. I thought originally that the only canon part of the series was Steins Gate, and that Steins Gate 0 was also a non-canon offshoot. But this is apparently this is a visual novel. So, kind of surprised that the fans are so split about it in that case. That's kind of why I thought, but whatever. So we're clear on that. Was Suzuha's mom. And what else? I mean, not too much. Well, a lot. I mean, Okarin's like traumatized. He got a lot of trauma from the Makise stuff. We saw him having some like very vivid visual and audio hallucinations. I mean, you could probably throw in like a PTSD diagnosis or whatever, but I don't know. I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I mean, I think it's psychology. That like does that. What else? Mayushi. Everyone's like grown up a bit. Which is obvious because there was that time passing. I don't remember. Was it 4 months or was it longer? It might have been like a year. Man, I gotta get my facts straight. Talk about that. Ooh, kind of embarrassing. All right, let's honestly just jump into this episode. I'm sure, like, a lot of the small things, like, the exact amount of time, like, isn't that important, or isn't yet. I mean, maybe it will be, in which case I'll figure it out. But yeah, let's jump into this episode, see what happens. See what's up. I already see the little girl, or the, not little girl, the young-looking adult on my screen. So, let's see what she's up to in 3, 2, 1. Bang! Amadeus. That's it. The computadora. Yeah, it's crazy that like her findings were still led to did it freeze? Wait. Time problems. Oh, okay. Makise doesn't want to come out. That's a great question. How did they get her memories? Bad news for you. This is the time you want to talk about it? Just wait for Amadeus. Okarin, hold it in. Hold it in. Objection! Nah, don't hold it. You know what? I want to hear what you say, Okabe. That guy's pogging. Ooh, okay. That's true. True. Well said. Well said. That was a good one. No need to be embarrassed. Thanks, random dude. Oh yeah, I forgot that this guy's speaking. I forgot that this guy's speaking English. He says, excellent. There we go. You got a little bit of praise, a little bit. Wink. Yeah, that's a flushed if I ever seen one. Yeah, I forgot. She's just the translator. A much better. Ooh, Makise. Hi, Makise. That's not Makise, that's her. Okay, so they've got multiple people in the AI. Maho. I forgot her name. Good thing she just said it. This is terrifying technology. So this is like... Reminds me of that Black Mirror episode. Black Mirror's a good show. Oh! Nah, but she's adapting. Oh, she's looking over. That's creepy. I don't like this. I'm concerned. Oh, is this new OP? Oh, okay. Okay, Amadeus is like huge then. Huge. I mean, they literally started with a Makise Amadeus. How did they get her memories though? I mean, her corpse was up for the taking if you can just take it out of a dead brain. They could have just put a straw in it. Boom. What's up, Okarin? I love black suit Okarin. Suzuha? Moeka, why are you looking over at that? I love Ferris's winter outfit though. Talk about it. Interesting that they're pulling the hourglass, which is from the, the ED originally. What's up, Suzuha's mom? Mayushi? Time demon Mayushi? Not a time demon. Just a pal. Just a friend. Just a homie. Oh, that's kind of sick. Icicles. Snowflakes. Oh, he's chasing for Makise, but she's an AI. Oh. This is so bad for his trauma. He can't ever get over her because she's literally always gonna be there. Like, mostly, Because it's like her. Or maybe she previously had her memories uploaded and it's not... Because there could be an issue of her remembering her own death, Which would be bad. Potentially. That could be really traumatic. If they pulled it out of her dead brain, she would remember what it's like to die. That could be really bad. Though, I don't know. I've never died before, so I'm not sure how that feels, Man, Okarin really at like a straight cocktail party. Yeah, literally, what are you on about? Yikes. It was pretty realistic to her. That's true. It could be some really crazy, like, So, Einstein, what did you think? Oh. Aw. You linked together. That was kind of cute. Good introduction. Nice song. Go move, Okarin. Caught her blushing. She got long hair. Literally down to like her thigh. Nah, she was probably here for it. Let's be real. Yeah, she was here for it. True. It looks better coming from someone in the audience. Okay, Maho. I'm feeling Maho. When no one's pushing her, like, her buttons, she's pretty pleasant here. Nice and humble. Yeah, okay. We gotta, like, reformat it. Yeah, flashback to Makise literally being a genius. Though, he's got some Makise knowledge. So he's gonna look really good. Copied pseudopulse. Okay, so he's smart enough to like stick with her on it. He looks like a super genius. Oh, that's awkward. She's dead now. I knew her. I knew her. I don't know what he's gonna say. That's a really tough accusation she's pulling out. A really fair one too. He's being a little uncareful. Okay, yeah, I think this is a good move. I think this is fine. Establish that he had a connection to her. She was a homegirl. Though this Kurisu in this world wasn't. So if her memories in the AI ever talk to Okarin, she might not remember him, you know? Which would make him look like a liar. Potential issue. This is true. She'd rip out my frontal lobe. Of course she said that. She definitely would. Look at, and Okarin's saying like your younger researchers, which is like establishing her age being old, which is kind of the thing she was being weird about. So he's being pretty. She misses Makise. What's up? What's up, Maho? I miss her too. I miss her too. If they were this time, I'm kind of curious why Makise never talked about it, but nah, it's not that big of a deal. Good. Man, mature Okarin. Actually OP. Oh, what's up? What's up, translator dude? Mr. Einstein. What's up, bro? Hey? What? What? Hey, bro, chill out. This is something else. Thank you. Lover squirrel. Yeah. I'm gonna get impressed this episode. Holy crap. Can't blame him. I'd be pressing. Pause. Let's not go down that road. True. Gotta advocate for her, you know? She can't advocate. She a robot now. She an AI. Yeah, okay, so this is how he's befriending them to get access to Makise. I can see it. But this Kurisu won't know him, will she? But she's smart. If this is like truly our Kurisu, like enough, she'll be smart enough to maybe like catch kind of what's going on. Or is Amadeus like the collaboration of all of them, you know? Can you like set... That was Amadeus using my... Okay, so you can use Kurisu as well. There it is. That's a huge, huge, huge realization for him. KFO? Is that KF... Kentucky Fried... Oysters? What? Sorry, not important. Wait, what was that? I have no idea. Wait, I gotta look at... Okay, that's about 11 minutes in. I'll look back at that. Just like hair in my mouth. Get out of there. It can be pretty weird to talk to her, I bet. Yeah. And I bet Maho knows that from like a personal experience, right? Because she's the one that's actually part of the project. Mm-hmm. Oh, this just is just him leaving. Okay. Wait. Arriving. Okay, that was just him arriving then. I won't have to go back and look at that. It seems that she's still wearing her mismatched shoes. What is that, a croc and a flip-flop? The rest of hers completely, she got the fit everywhere else. Get some matching shoes. Yeah. We're taken in March. So I wonder if she like, oh wait, March. So she gets scanned before she even arrived? Dang, time was important. Unlucky. We'll figure it out. Depending on how she talks, we'll basically be able to figure it out. It's not that big of a deal. This is gonna be crazy. This is gonna be weird. You got his little guest pass. They got one. That computer has one program. It's just Amadeus. Come on, where's Google Chrome? Discord? Steam. Gotta show me your Steam library, Maho. We know she plays. What'd she play? Not important. Let's see. Can't come up with a funny joke in time. Ooh, they got double lens webcam. 3D. Oh, she looking. Here it is. Never mind. That's kind of cute. Slender. Oh, here it comes. What's up, Makise? That's so trippy. That's just... Okay. Just like what Ma was saying, like the closer you are, the crueler it'll be. Like this is just as like, yeah, this is pretty awful for our boy. They even got her little epigraph, the closed curve, closed epigraph. What was that? Wait, is that the end of the No, it's not. It's not. Okay, I was about to say, it's been like 10 minutes. Okay, so yeah, this is her. The memories they pulled from her were before she even met Okabe. Okay, makes sense. We're good. Yep. So he gets to meet Makise again, because he gets to do that a lot. I wonder how it'd feel to be an AI, you know? I want to talk to AI me. I would talk to myself all day. Oh, she said Maho and A. She called it out. Maho X Okabe. No, it is your business. It's all about your business. Don't even pretend. Makise's on that. Yeah. Oh, Makise's right. AI. Yeah. Wait. I'll infect you with the virus. Oh my god, evil. What's up? What's your favorite color? Okay. He's getting right into the heavy stuff. AI Makise. Ma AI kise. Right. Yeah, because if she makes a time machine... So this is like a way that she dies and time machines still get made, and then World War III happens over the time machine. Right? Because I think she's an... AI Makise is still a very big part of it. AI Makise, that's still such an odd... Okay, yeah, it's different than the seminar. That's a good point. That's a really good point. We haven't seen what the seminar was like during beta. Why is he so fast? What's up, man? Dap me up, dap me up. Hey? Me too. I agree, Makise. Christina? She won't get it. You won't get it. Inside joke, Makise. Don't worry about it. This is so goofy. He's freaking out. Thank you, Professor. Lighting the atmosphere. Lintalo? Okay, dude. Okay. Oh, he's getting invited to... Okay, that's helpful. So does he get open access and then report on it every 2 weeks? That's pretty OP. Whenever you feel like it. Okay, wow, they're really trusting him with this. I guess, I mean, he's had a pretty good first interaction. Can't blame him. And data's data, right? Like, it's not bad to get data. Yeah, that's pretty messed up. We need a new subject. I'm fine with it. This makes sense. Makes enough sense for me. From when? He's got it on his phone. They have an app. He gets to just talk to her as he's going to bed. Who knows a Kurisu that I don't? Thanks, Makise. She's even got her on her little like flip phone trash. Come on, get an iPhone. Get something better. Yep. Swiped away. This ain't Tinder. I mean, I guess it kind of is. Just next. Bro, I want to put my memory in that hoe. I want to be an AI. An operation? What's the play? He's a little scared of Suzu-san. Aww. Oh, that's so sweet. She's a hot kind of best. Video... Makise can call him? Makise can just call him? Dude. Maybe I don't want to put myself in a phone. I'd be so annoying. I'd constantly just be DMing myself. Just to be annoying. Would I? I don't know what I would do if I was an AI. Yeah, I'd probably get bored. Unless you give me access to the internet, then I'll just hang out on the internet all day. That play's kind of fun. Kind of spicy. No AI latency? Wait, that's OP. What do you need, Makise? I'm busy. It's the real world. It's so weird that she's like she doesn't look like, she looks like a 3D model of herself. Which is funny, just because, you know, that's what it would be. I already knew that. You just wanted my attention, didn't you? Well, you hang up on me now. You're busy? After you called me 8 times in a row? Makise, don't pretend. Mayushi. ED. Is that Mayushi's eye? Oh no, what's about to happen with Mayushi? Okay, okay, that's pretty good. Black suit? No, still the white. I was gonna say, if they went white in the top half of the hourglass and then black in the bottom, that would have hooked me. That would have been it. Though it's interesting, they're doing like cogs a lot more. I mean, like OP as well. It's very Mayushi focused. That's kind of a risky business. I mean, we know that the only hope for the world to not go World War III crazy is Okarin to pop off. Oh, why is Okarin going crazy? My boy? That was a crazy shot. Okay, I don't need Makise to be naked, but that's crazy. That's a good... I want to see a full page sprawl of that. Could you imagine? I want that right there. I want that on my wall. Wait, that got me hyped. That was crazy. I'm running that back in a minute. That was so good. Okay, the hand, yeah. Understandable. Spinning cog, kind of scary. Ooh, okay, I got a few chills on that one. Wait, I want to run that back. That was crazy. This ED's maybe my favorite of any of the OP EDs. This was actually crazy. This shot right here, where it's like her, it's Mayushi looking like in this field with his billowing white capes, right? Which he doesn't even wear the lab coat cape anymore. And then it's him, like, distraught, looking at a field, these, like, red wires. What are those? And the gears? And then it's Makise, dude? Okay. Put clothes on Makise, and I want that on my wall. That was crazy. I love that. That was actually such a good ED. Wow. No, I wish this part here, hourglass, if it flipped, if it was like an upside down version of him with the suit, that would have hooked me. That would have been crazy. This is still really good. Wow, yeah, that was fire. Okay. So I think we're in the spot where we're gonna watch World War III happen eventually, right? The kind of idea there is like, with the very first thing we saw, where it was like Mayushi with a baby. Oh, baby Makise. How are we gonna get a baby Makise? We could make a time machine. Maybe we make a time machine and we go and grab a Makise. Why would we do that? Because that seems to be kind of what happened. I don't know how we get there. Because in episode 1, with the part with Mayushi was holding on to a baby Makise, like a younger Makise. And either that's a Makise's kid, which would require an alive Makise to give birth to that kid, unless they like harvested her and like, you know, some crazy like sperm egg donation nonsense happens, which would be just weird, and I'm not even gonna consider that idea anymore. Goodbye. That I think like time machine gets invented, and then Okabe or somebody uses it to get Makise, and then Makise's around when World War III happens, when everything's falling apart, and then kind of last minute as everything's falling apart, like Okarin is like trying to perfect the plan and then send it back in time to the Okarin we know for episode 23, right? Now, it's odd from a writing standpoint that this entire thing, we know how it ends, right? It ends with Okarin sending a message, or somewhere in this happens. This doesn't even happen at the end. I'm looking over here for some reason. Let me look. At some point during this, Okarin is going to send a message to past him, like from like, 15 years in the future relative to the past him. So Okarin's going to send him, I don't remember exactly the amount of the age difference, but adult Okarin's going to send a message back in time to the Okarin that we know from episode 23, and that's going to fix everything. So everything that happens on this thing, like, you could literally just torture the characters for 25 episodes, and it's kind of fine because we still win, right? No matter how bad it gets, we still get the dub. So I don't know how they're going to have like stakes, right? Like, how do I have how is there any like dread or like any pain or suffering if we know there's a good ending. That's going to be the biggest challenge for them to navigate. Because, I mean, middle of a, Steins Gate, normally, Moeka pulls up and pulls the Glock on Mayushi. I mean, I know that Mayushi's going to get out of it, but then once we... So, like, but it's still horrible. Well, I guess, I didn't know Mayushi was going to get out of it. And they're kind of playing that up and whatever. Better example is when, like, episode 20 area, when Okarin has to make the choice between Mayushi and Kurisu. Like, at that point, the choice feels like the final choice. Like, there is that sickening sense of like, wow, we had to do that and it was horrible. Up to the point where we turn it around and we deceive the past self and do all that crazy cool stuff. Then we're good, right? But in this case, we already know we're going to be good. So that'll be really interesting to see if they're able to make any like negative emotional beats land, because other than like just being sad and mourning for Makise, because that all of course like is happening. Well, but it's undercut by knowing that Makise is going to be fine eventually. And I talked about that a lot on the normal Steins Gate watch, where it's like, even like, if, how do I say this? There comes a point where you're fine with watching Mayushi get hit by a car over and over, because we know that we can just rewind time and fix it. Or like, as soon as Moeka busts in the door, everything's going terribly wrong. But as soon as Suzuha pulls up, it's like, oh, we're good. We can fix it now because we can go back in time. Before Suzuha pulled up, though, that was crazy. I thought they were getting captured. I thought, because they needed access to the time machine in order to be safe. Or the jump back machine, the memory jump. Whew, that was such a good episode. Man, that's got me thinking. It's reigniting that. That was probably my favorite episode of the entire series, if I'm being honest. Suzuha pulling up. That was such a good episode, dude. Okay. Is there anything else I want to talk about in this episode? I'll take a glance at 11 again. KFO. It was a KFO. Kentucky Fried Oysters. Okay, so yeah, I think that wasn't actually a scene to really need to be discussed, because it was just him going to the research institute. It was just cut a little weird that it was intercutting between the current conversation and then him actually traveling. But yeah, that's not really anything there. I think it's hilarious that Makise is just on his phone now and kept calling him. She really called him 8 times just to say, I'm busy, if you call me, I might not pick up. And she hung up on him. Like, Makise, what are you busy with? Huh? What are you browsing YouTube? Hey, like, I don't know. Like, what is she? You're an AI. Like, is your bandwidth getting full? Can you only talk to one person at a time? And even if then, who else is talking to you? Maho? You have one other person in your life, Makise. 2 if you count the professor. Don't get freaky with me. That's just Makise being Makise. We don't gotta. I'm playing. Yeah, I'm interested. I'm kind of concerned as well. As I've discussed. Yes. Is there anything else I really want to go over? Man, AI Makise. I mean, so let's think. Actually, I'll talk about it a little more, because I think there's more to talk about. The time machine. So, Makise's knowledge is, like, pretty critical for coming up with a time machine, and this Makise is probably, this AI Makise is, I think, the replacement that, like, we can still make a time machine in this world, even with a dead Makise, because we have AI Makise. So, that, and I kind of said this, but, like, that means a time machine can come into the picture eventually, and just, messing with the fabric of space-time, which is largely what causes, like, the CERN Terminator thing in Alpha Line and the World War III in Beta Line. So, that all, like, maps out of, like, how the world goes wrong. So, like, honestly, we're just going to be watching the world fall apart. I think that's what the next 23 episodes or whatever are going to be. We're going to be watching the world fall apart, as Okarin continues to work with AI Makise to save past Makise to save the world. And I guess Maho is going to be part of that. But the Moeka Maho connection's kind of worrying. We didn't see any Moeka this episode, but it's still there. Actually, did we see? We might have seen her for like one flash. I feel like we did. Like, oh no, that was in the OP. She was in the OP talking to Maho. So there's some worry there. Not that much though. Just because like, oh no, there's an incredible amount of worry there. Because that means that CERN could have its roots in the Neuroscience Institute, which we know is going to be most likely pretty vital for coming up with time machine stuff, which means CERN's going to be on that. But then again, There's not really too much risk though, because we win. This is like kind of, I think, if I have my chronological correct, my how it's mapped out, it's like OG series, and then we have B, or I mean 23B and Steins Gate 0, right? And then we go back, and then we finish the OG series. And we've already seen the finish of the OG series with we won. Makise says everyone's alive, be happy, happy, happy. So we know that like everything that happens in here is going to lead to good things. So CERN even being around and Moeka even being around isn't a problem, because we already know that we win. Okay, yeah, that's all I got. Let's go to the next episode, episode 3 of Steins Gate 0. Maybe they'll appease some of those, concerns I have, like, narratively. Or maybe they won't. That'll be the fun part. We'll have to figure it out. Even then, it's still fun to just, this Okarin I'm actually having a good time with. The PTSD was a bit, like, I don't know. It's understandable, but, like, I won't talk about that until we get more examples of it, because we only really saw a little bit that first episode, and we didn't really get much here. I like the way he's acting here, where, like, he's obviously, like, uncomfortable and stressed about a lot of things, but the full-blown hallucinations is going to be something to talk about if they keep happening. So we'll cover them as we hit them. But on to the next episode 3 of Steins Gate 0. If you like the video, subscribe if you're new, blah, 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 blah. YouTube. But until then, until the next episode, I'm out of here. Peace.